Claire arrives at the ranch and apologizes for keeping Victoria and Nikki waiting. They notice she's shaking, and Nikki asks if this is about Ian Ward. Claire says it's not, but it's just as bad. She tells them they have to agree to keep this between them before she explains. They agree, and Claire says Jordan has escaped prison. She's there in Genoa City, and she just spoke to her face-to-face. Nikki has to tell Victor. Claire tells her she can't. Victoria says they'll wait, and Nikki apologizes. Claire tells them Jordan is bitter and didn't give specifics on how she got out or how long she's been in town. She's still out there, and she won't go away unless she gets what she wants. At Crimson Lights, Phyllis tells Daniel the day is full of possibilities. Billy walks in, and the redhead urges him to sit down. She was just telling Daniel about them being a united front, and that they'll do everything possible to keep the Newmans' grubby paws off of Chancellor. When they do, Daniel will get a corner office. Billy asks if Daniel's picked out his chair yet, or if he's running the other direction. Daniel thinks it's gutsy to take on Victor and his bottomless resources. Remind me how many times you've beat him in the past, but the two of you think you can pull it off now? Billy's fine with Daniel questioning him. Assuming he's going to fail is practically a national pastime at this point. But when his mother puts her mind to something, she can pull off almost anything. Phyllis feels seen. Daniel is pleased her mother refocused her energy and is looking to the future, but he suggests she take that energy and focus and put it towards something brand new and not owned by Victor Newman. Phyllis says this is about justice and showing Victor he doesn't own the universe. Billy's going to solve this problem, and his mother will help him do it. Daniel reminds them people who go against Victor lose. He doesn't want his mother in this war. Billy guesses Daniel is saying he will drag them both down. Victor meets Nick at Society. His son complains that his team is great, but they've got nothing on Sharon. Victor asks what Ian had to say. Nick says he spewed meaningless garbage. He warned him if he hurts Sharon or anyone else in the family, there will be hell to pay. Nick can't shake the feeling he's not working alone. Victor muses that someone else could be responsible for tainting the meds, Heather's death, and Sharon's disappearance. Nick says, exactly. If they find that person, they can follow them to Sharon. In the sewer, Sharon agonizes and gasps that she has to get out of there. At Crimson Lights, Billy asks if Daniel thinks their mission is doomed because of him. Daniel can't say, but it's his fight, not Phyllis. Billy says his mother is indispensable and will be rewarded. Daniel points out, if you win. He thinks his mom should put her energy into something reasonable. Phyllis says they can do this. Daniel reminds her Billy iced her out once before. Billy says he's right, but that's when Jill gave him an ultimatum. He thought he could trust his mother, but in the end he lost it all. Daniel doesn't see the logic in going after Victor. Billy predicts a big win with Phyllis on his side. Daniel mocks their confidence and invites them to lay out their plan. Billy isn't willing to share it right now. At Society, Victor thinks Nick is right about Ian working with someone. They have to be on the lookout for another person, or even more. Victor says time is running out. At the ranch, Nikki and Victoria are stunned that Claire didn't call the police. Claire says it's because of what Jordan said to her. She came back for me. Victoria says she can never hurt her again. Nikki agrees. She will never have the chance. Claire says it wasn't just a threat, it was more complicated. Pain, loneliness. She told her how much it meant to see her again. Victoria gasps, "You did what?" Nikki tells Claire that no matter what Jordan said, Victoria interrupts to say she must have committed another crime. Claire wants to tell them everything first. She tells them that the prison confirmed she was still there, and that Jordan implied that someone had taken her place. Nikki holds her head. This is insanity. She asks Claire how she ran into her. Claire says she followed her to the overlook from the coffee shop. Victoria finds this to be such a dangerous choice. Claire says she couldn't lose her. She told Jordan she didn't fit in with the family, and she was the only one who could understand her. Her instincts kicked in, and she told her what she wanted to hear. I lied. At Crimson Lights, Billy won't be goaded into sharing anything with Daniel. This makes him think Billy doesn't have a plan. Phyllis tells her son, this is a fight they know they can win. It's good for them and for Daniel. This gives him something in his life right now, a platform to show his genius. Daniel says they can have those things without Chancellor and Billy. If she's doing this for him, he doesn't need it. Daniel would consider working with his mother on something new, with no one else involved. Daniel tells Phyllis he dropped the ball on them working together as he was trying to get Lucy through the holiday season, but now is the time. He tells her he can move past video games. Phyllis says the plan is still Abbott Chancellor. Daniel tells Billy he'll need a plan, then he'll have to implement it. And when that fails, take another tack. He can't hang his future on that. If he and Phyllis were to work together, it could be theirs and not a piece of someone else's dream. Just think about it. He has to go to get Lucy and exits. Billy muses, well, Phyllis says her son is Oak. Billy says it's good to know where he stands. It's pretty clear where he stands on Abbott Chancellor. Phyllis will bring him around. Billy needs to know if she's in with him or if she's out. At Society, Victor tells Nick he'll do everything in his power to bring Sharon home. If she wasn't found in the water, they're buying time. Nick says there's been no ransom demand. Victor feels they have something in mind, but not murder. Nick's going crazy thinking of her locked up somewhere. Victor says she's the mother of his grandchildren and no one will hurt her. If this is Ian Ward, he'll have hell to pay. Nick gets a message from Chance about a new development and tells him to come over. At the ranch, Claire tells Victoria and Nikki she was able to get to Jordan. She really wanted to believe the things she said about the Newmans. She describes the satisfaction in her eyes that she thought she would side with her and cling to her. It all makes Victoria's skin crawl. Nikki tells Claire she never has to see her again. Claire says she does have to because Jordan will never give up. No prison can hold her, and Newman security can't keep her away. There's only one way. Jordan has to be stopped for good. Victoria warns her to slow down. Claire says she stole Victoria's child and Nikki's sobriety. They will never be safe. They will never be free. I can't go through this again. Victoria thinks she's giving her aunt too much credit. Claire says she's back, and they can't make the same mistake twice. She will hurt more people. She will kill again. There is no other way. Jordan will never stop inflicting her evil on this world, so they have to stop it. They have to do it quickly before she kills again. Jordan has to die. At Society, Nick needs to know what Victor's plan is for Ian. Victor says he's coming at him from all sides. He's talked to Michael and Adam. Nick says Michael can go after him with the law, but what can Adam do? Victor says Adam will remind the world who Ian really is with Newman Media. Nick likes that, but he needs to find Sharon as time is running out. Victor vows they'll find her if it's the last thing they do. In the sewer, Sharon struggles and takes a sip of her water. At the ranch, Nikki gets that Claire wants to wipe Jordan off the face of the earth, but she's talking about murder. If she takes her life, she'll think about her more than ever before. She knows from experience, even in death, Jordan will have won. Claire doesn't believe it, but even if it is, that's her problem. It's a small price to pay to keep them safe. Nikki and Victoria won't lose her and implore that this is not the way. Claire argues that Jordan will kill again if she gets the chance. If someone else dies because she wasn't strong enough to do something, Nikki says it's not her responsibility. Claire thinks it is. She helped her. If she does nothing, she will be her accomplice. They must put an end to her once and for all. At Crimson Lights, Billy tells Phyllis he watched her when Daniel was talking. He could see that she lit up when he mentioned working together. He understands that, but he doesn't think she can trust him when he says teamwork. Phyllis points out she's sitting there with Billy. He thinks she deserves a top spot at Chancellor. He doesn't want her to play nice. If she wants to sit in a corner with Daniel and wait for a payoff, Phyllis tells him to stop talking about her son. Billy hasn't provided any details. We're in the trenches. She expects him to go over things with her. Billy reveals that Daniel's not the first person he's hinted to about the plan. Phyllis throws up her hands. Does he have another partner? Billy tells her the best way to get Victor is to go through his family. The most logical target is Adam. Phyllis asks how that will get him Chancellor back. Billy is going to destroy Victor's black sheep son. Phyllis asks, "That's your plan. That's your entire plan." Billy finds beauty in simplicity. Phyllis asks what he'll say about him that hasn't already been said. Billy says it will be a multi-pronged attack. They'll obliterate him until it hurts Newman financially. The reward is in the journey itself, and the payoff will be worth any amount of time spent. Phyllis groans. She's processing. She has no problem with wanting to grind his enemy into the ground. Billy insists the best way to get to Victor is through Adam. Phyllis asks if he wants to get his company back, or Chelsea. Billy doesn't appreciate cheaters. This is not a revenge plan. Phyllis thinks it sounds like he wants to get back at Adam because he blew up his relationship. It's a vendetta, not a plan. It's the grandiose vision of a guy who is spitting out again. It's not good, Billy. At Society, Chance tells Victor and Nick that they have something, but no location on Sharon. They obtained footage that Sharon got out of her car on the night in question and was approached from behind. Someone put a cloth over her face, lost consciousness, and was put in the back seat. They have no clear shot of who it was. They're checking routes to the river to hopefully get a clearer shot of the driver. Nick fumes that they have to ID the driver as soon as possible. We find them. We find Sharon. Chance shows Nick and Victor the footage of Sharon being chloroformed. Nick says the person is definitely shorter than Ian. There's something familiar about them. Victor says, "You know, to me as well." Nick wonders if it's someone they know. In the sewer, Sharon screams and struggles to reach the black pipe, crying out until she finally manages to kick it with her foot. Before long, she has it in her hand and starts smashing it against the chain, trying to break it. At the ranch, Victoria and Nikki make a pitch to get Victor's advice. Claire says he hasn't shut Jordan down yet. This is the only way. Jordan will kill anyone who stands between her and her revenge. Everyone they know is at risk unless they stop her forever. They'll do to her what she planned to do to them, and they'll use her as the lure. I will not let Jordan hurt anyone else, so we can do this all together, or I will do it on my own, but Jordan will die. Hey everyone, welcome back to Radiant Serum. I'm Aubrey, and I hope your day is shining bright. Thank you for joining me. Let's jump right into today's video. For the Friday, January 17 episode of The Young and the Restless, spoilers photos show Sharon struggling to free herself while Claire stews over Jordan lurking around. The heat is on at the Newman Ranch as Nikki, Victoria, and Claire discuss how to handle this Jordan mess. The villain is out of jail and running the streets, which is terribly dangerous. The trio knows how evil Jordan is and how low she can go. They need to play all their cards the exact right way. Things are just as tense over at Sharon's cottage. Nick and Mariah are worried sick about Sharon. As the hours pass, they begin to panic more and more. There's no way she would simply go missing without a trace. Something is off, but they have no idea how to make it right. As for Sharon, she's still chained up in the sewer, suffering and scared. She's trying everything she can to break free and destroy the chains that have her tied up. Will she succeed? Can she manage to free herself before it's too late? On the January 16 episode of The Young and the Restless, Claire told Victoria and Nikki that she lied to Jordan to protect them from her aunt. The day before, Claire told her aunt she couldn't bear to be with the Newmans anymore. Claire told Victoria and Nikki that she lied to Jordan. Claire told Jordan that she was lying to the Newmans. Which story is true? Why not both of them? Jordan raised Claire to hate her biological family and to only be loyal to one person, Jordan. But what if Claire took another lesson from her warped upbringing? What if Claire learned that you should always look out for yourself, no matter what? Why else would Claire, already a new scion of the rich and powerful Newman family, also go after Kyle, a scion of the rich and powerful Abbott family? Because she wanted to cover all her bases. Should matters not work out with the Newmans, she's have the Abbotts to fall back on. That's not the move of a sweet, innocent victim. That's the move of a smart, savvy manipulator, which is what Claire was trained to be. Claire told Victoria and Nikki that Jordan must die. She said it was to protect the family. But what if it was to protect herself? Jordan knows things about Claire that Claire doesn't want her parents and grandparents to know. And the only way to neutralize that threat is to neutralize Jordan. But just in case her plans go wrong and the Newmans cast Claire out, she needs to keep Jordan in her corner. Because if Claire wants to get revenge on the Newmans, there is no one better than Jordan to have on your side. Claire is playing both sides against the middle, because she intends to be the last one standing, no matter who ultimately goes down. The Young and the Restless recap for Thursday, January 16, reveals that Claire tells Nikki and Victoria her plan, which leaves them terrified. Plus, Nick, Victor, and Chance see footage of Sharon's abduction while she attempts to escape. Claire rushed to the Newman ranch to tell Nikki and Victoria about seeing Jordan. She pleaded with them to keep the news confidential, but Nikki panicked and attempted to call Victor. Claire told her grandmother that they had to keep it secret. Claire told them Jordan was bitter and wouldn't leave without getting what she wanted. Nikki and Victoria were worried, especially when Claire told them Jordan claimed someone had taken her place in prison. Victoria wasn't happy that Claire followed Jordan alone. Claire admitted she had manipulated Jordan, feeding her lies to gain her trust. Despite Victoria's and Nikki's reassurances, Claire believed Jordan was a lethal threat. She said that the only solution was to stop Jordan permanently. However, Nikki disagreed, warning Claire that taking Jordan's life would haunt her. Claire felt responsible for Jordan's actions and pleaded for their help in taking her down. Victoria insisted that Claire was a victim, but Claire wanted to be the bait in a plan to end Jordan's reign of terror. Meanwhile, at Crimson Lights, Phyllis, Billy, and Daniel talked business. Billy and Phyllis were optimistic about their plan to take down Victor, but Daniel was skeptical. Daniel said that Phyllis made a bad choice in aligning with Billy, reminding her of Billy's past failures. He urged his mom to do something new instead of following Billy's vendetta. Ultimately, Daniel left after saying he wanted to work on something new. Billy defended his plan to Phyllis, revealing that Adam was their primary target. However, Phyllis felt that maybe Daniel was right in saying that Billy didn't have a solid plan. Running out of time, at Society, Nick told Victor he felt worried about Sharon's disappearance. Nick admitted he suspected that Ian Ward had a partner who was involved in the situation. Victor promised to do everything in his power to find Sharon. Chance joined them with new security footage showing Sharon being abducted. As they looked at the footage, they thought the kidnapper seemed familiar. Meanwhile, Sharon struggled to free herself. She managed to grab the bar and attempted to break her bonds. Daytime superstar Colleen Zink may play the worst of the worst on the Young and the Restless, but in real life, the star is nothing like Jordan. This shines through in a recent exchange she had with a fan on formerly Twitter while discussing one of the directors who she admires the most. In the world of soap operas, few names shine as brightly as Paul Lammers and Len Valenta. When a fan praised their work, especially their episodes of The Young and The Restless and General Hospital, they acknowledged these directors' legacy as the gold standard. But for Colleen Zink, it's not just about admiration, it's personal. Zink, best known for her role on As the World Turns, shared her fond memories of working with these legendary directors. While Len Valenta was her early mentor, guiding her through her first months on ATW. Paul Lammers had the most significant impact on her career. According to Zenk, their relationship blossomed both on-screen and off. They didn't just work together. Paul became a trusted friend and guide. Lammers, known for his tough yet supportive direction, shaped Zenk's early work. He was incredible, she recalls. He took me under his wing, and I owe much of my early success to him. Despite his reputation for being tough on actors, Zenk says she never felt that edge from him. Instead, his nurturing approach helped her grow into the actress she is today. It's not just about the work, though. Zenk loved him. Their bond lasted beyond the set, and the impact of Lammers' mentorship continues to resonate with her. He wasn't just a director, he was a life-changing figure in her career. In the cutthroat world of daytime television, it's not often you get to meet a director who helps mold your career while fostering a friendship. But for Zenk, Paul Lammers did just that. And for that, she's forever grateful. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Friday, January 17. Can't help noticing that time is running out for Sharon. Now that Jordan and Ian have split, who gets custody of their hostage? Sharon went from thinking that she murdered Heather to wondering if she was about to be murdered herself in the blink of an eye. She used to think Phyllis was the worst person she had to deal with, but boy, Jordan and Ian proved her wrong. Ian wanted Sharon to drown in her car, and he wanted to frame Phyllis for it. Jordan had something else in mind. She locked Sharon up, and seems to have forgotten her. Sharon spent some time talking to herself, vis-a-vis a return visit from Ghost Cameron, and now she's decided to stop playing the victim. Sharon is ready to fight back, but is it too late? Claire spent her life terrified of Aunt Jordan, but she's stronger now. She no longer feels alone. She's got the support of her parents, her grandparents, and the entire Newman family. This is why, when she comes face to face with Jordan again, Claire is the one issuing the threats. Her aunt better get out of town and never look back because Claire is going to be watching. Claire feels so confident with Jordan because she knows Grandpa Victor is on her side. He'll take care of Jordan if Claire can't. Conversely, Victor isn't sure if he can trust Nikki. Now that she knows not just Ian but Jordan are back in Genoa City, Victor expects Nikki to crack and go back to drinking. Sure, Victor is worried about Nikki's health, but he's even more worried that she might turn to Jack again. Victor has to save Nikki from herself. Genoa City is boosting our adrenaline rush with each new episode. The Young and the Restless spoilers have kept us hooked by Sharon Newman's hostage situation. But there's one more person who's going nuts to find her. Nick Newman is dead set on saving Sharon before any disaster hits the town. Meanwhile, Phyllis Summers may join her biggest rival in Jordan's makeshift jail. Let's dive in to know more. The Young and the Restless spoilers tell us that Jordan isn't playing nice anymore. Her latest shenanigan? She might stash Phyllis in the sewers to double down on leverage. At first, Phyllis might roll her eyes to find Sharon locked up, but her sensibility might kick after she senses all the perils around her. Subsequently, expect them to come together to plan for an epic escape. Elsewhere, Claire Newman seems to be sympathizing with Jordan, but she should not take her aunt for a fool who will buy her fake peace offerings. Jordan will chase Claire to death for double-crossing her. Cole Howard might have to launch a rescue mission. In fact, the man might risk it all to save Claire, proving that chivalry isn't dead, but it is dangerous. Furthermore, Kyle Abbott will shiver when he hears about Claire's situation. His emotional meltdown will make him realize that Claire is the love of his life. Summer Newman, are you watching? Across town, Damien is acting a bit too shady. We don't blame him since the man might be nothing but an imposter. In addition, Nate Hastings is on the case, but nothing can prepare him for what will come next. His partner, Audra Charles, has a few skeletons in her closet that connect to Damien's past. Intriguing, right? The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Claire Grace Newman has finally come face to face with Aunt Jordan. However, Claire isn't the same naive and brainwashed pawn she once used to be. She has really grown with experience and sees Jordan for who she really is. In the upcoming episodes, we find out that even though Claire is trying to appease Jordan to believe that they are still on the same side, they are not. Claire Grace Newman has made up her mind to rid her loved ones of Aunt Jordan's terror for good. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Claire is laying a deadly trap for Jordan to fall into. However, she is keeping her grandpa, Victor Newman, out of the loop. Something tells us that is not a very smart idea. Victor is many things, but foolish is not one of them. In fact, he is perhaps the only one best equipped to take Jordan down. So it would actually be in Claire's best interest if Victor finds out what Claire is up to. Perhaps Nikki Newman or Victoria will eventually break their vow of silence and fill him in on Claire's moves. In the upcoming episodes, Kyle's boo makes some mentions of poison. Thus, it is possible that she spikes Jordan's food, or maybe her favorite coffee, with toxins in the hope of taking her down. But if only things were that easy. Aunt Jordan is no novice. In fact, she is the one who taught Claire everything she knows. Thus, it would be foolish of the youngster to think that Jordan won't see right through her plan. But what will be the consequences of Claire's plan getting exposed? Will Jordan realize that Claire can't be saved anymore? Will she condemn her niece to a fatal punishment? If so, will someone arrive in the nick of time to save Claire? The Young and the Restless spoilers and rumors tease Claire Newman has a sneaky Jordan plot she's pulling. She's fighting fire with fire, and although she denied it to Jordan, she's lying to Jordan in order to trap her. The Young and the Restless spoilers, telling her what she wants to hear. When Jordan was outed by Claire, after she followed her from Crimson Lights to somewhere more private, Jordan initially was suspicious, thinking Claire had someone on call. It's not surprising that Jordan would suspect Claire had a bug or something, transmitting their conversation and location to the police, or possibly the Newmans. That's why she grilled Claire intensely about if she was trying to trap her, and Claire convinced her she wasn't. Claire simply told Jordan everything that she wanted to hear, knowing exactly what that would be. Claire is a very good liar because she had a very good teacher. She's only doing to Jordan what Jordan taught her to, with a plan in mind. By and are spoilers. Fire with fire, lies to a liar. Claire continued to fight fire, with lies to a liar. She was well trained by all her life. She's fooling Jordan the same way she originally fooled the Newmans. But now she's switched sides and lying to Jordan that her grand experiment trusting the Newmans didn't work, and she realizes she's not one of them. When the subject of Kyle Abbott came up, Claire admitted she liked him, which she knew Jordan wouldn't buy that she didn't, claiming she didn't fit in there either. Jordan was totally fooled by Claire's ruse, and it was easy for Claire to fool her. All she had to do was believe her own lies. But in reality, Claire is still lying to Jordan because she's in love with Kyle and loves her parents and grandmother, although Victor Newman's still a pain, like for everyone else. The Young and the Restless spoilers, engendering trust that leads to a trap. Jordan taught Claire well engendering trust that leads to a trap. Only this time, she's the one being led to a trap instead of the Newmans. Jordan taught Claire so well that she has no clue that Claire is doing exactly what Jordan suspected at first, but now is giving her the benefit of the doubt. Jordan is being set up for an extremely rude awakening, because even though Claire doesn't realize it herself, she's using sneaky tricks like Victor would. Leading Jordan into a trap that she doesn't even know is definitely a Victor move. And with Claire inheriting Victor's instincts with using what Jordan taught her against Jordan, it's going to prove a move well played. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, January 16, promise some major bombshells that are about to be dropped in the land of Geno City. Next on The Young and the Restless. Two characters get some disturbing news, and another uncovers a deception, while someone comes clean about a situation. What's set to unravel during Wednesday's show? Time to find out. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Claire Newman's disturbing news. Y&R spoilers for Thursday, January 16, imply that Claire Newman will have some disturbing news for Nikki Newman and Victoria Newman. Sounds like she'll inform them of her run-in with Jordan during the Wednesday, January 15 episode, but will she also inform them of how she befriended her aunt? Was Claire's confession to Jordan about how she really feels about the Newmans true, or was it a way to manipulate Jordan so she can nab her and send her back to prison? Claire's demeanor changed as soon as she started talking to her aunt, and the hug at the end took the cake. Still, perhaps Claire is hoping that there's a way she can help reform her aunt, and this is a strategy to do just that. Y&R spoilers. Victor Newman uncovers deception. Across town, Y&R spoilers for Thursday, January 16, suggest that Victor Newman will uncover Ian Ward's deception. As Ian has a bunch of lies on the go right now, which one will the mustache find out about, and how will he strike back? Also, will Claire, Nikki, and Victoria inform him of Jordan's status? Fans will have to tune in to find out. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Billy Abbott comes clean. Lastly, Y&R spoilers for Thursday's episode reveal that Phyllis Summers will press Billy Abbott to come clean, but will he? And what exactly does he have to come clean about? Could Phyllis want more information on how Billy plans to strike back at Chancellor and Victor? Does Billy have a concrete plan yet? Only time will tell. The Young and the Restless spoilers imply after all the chaos of Jordan's and Ian Ward's returns settle down, Genoa City will be looking for some new drama, and fans can't help but think that now, more than ever, a return from Tara Locke is what's needed to shake things up. What could unfold? Time to speculate. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Tara Locke's history in Y&R spoilers, reveal that Tara is Harrison Abbott's biological mom. She appeared on canvas for about 6 months in 2021, from March 1 to August. She was married to Ashlyn Locke, but the two separated, and Tara was eventually arrested for embezzlement and is currently in prison serving her sentence. Once she was sent to jail, Kyle became the primary caretaker of Harrison, and Summer Newman ended up adopting the child since she and Kyle were married when all this unraveled. Still, now Kyle and Summer are divorced, and now he's dating Claire Newman. How messy would things get if Tara was released from prison early and showed back up in Y&R spoilers. Trouble for Summer, Kyle Abbott, and Claire Grace. Tara returning wouldn't only equal trouble for Kyle, but trouble for Summer and potentially Claire. First things first, Kyle had a fling with Tara that resulted in Harrison, which means there's always a chance that sparks could fly between Kyle and Tara if she returned. Tara is vastly different from Claire, so how intimidated would she feel over their looming connection? There's also the stickiness of Tara wanting to reforge a relationship with Harrison, so this would undeniably cut into Summer's time with her adopted son. Summer was just complaining about Claire spending more time with Harrison and edging her way into the little boy's life. So if she had to contend with Tara too, Summer would lose her mind. Would Summer possibly look at launching a legal suit to keep Tara away from Harrison? She may go to extreme measures to keep the woman away from him. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of January 20, 2025 are here. Next week, fans can expect Jordan to get revenge. Sharon Newman faces an unexpected curveball. Also, Phyllis Summers could end up in grave danger next. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up next week in the CBS soap opera. The Young and the Restless spoilers, Ian Ward's complication. E&R spoilers for the week of January 20 reveal that Jordan ended the partnership with Ian Ward. Jordan was fed up with committing crimes for Ian while he did nothing for her. Now that Jordan has reunited with Claire Grace Newman, she thinks she is one step closer to getting what she wants. However, Claire is fooling Jordan. In any case, the hits will keep coming for Ian. Although Ian knows Sharon isn't dead, Jordan isn't going to tell him where the hostage is. Plus, Victor Newman uncovers Ian's deception. So, it seems everything is falling apart for Ian. It would be just like Ian to report a tip to the police about Jordan being an escaped inmate. While Ian was the one that helped Jordan escape, it would be one criminal's word against another. So Jordan will likely take action, perhaps frame Ian for a crime. The Young and the Restless spoilers for the week of January 20 reveal that Nick Newman is still frantically looking for Sharon. Nick has been getting updates from Chance Chancellor, which basically means there is zero news. It seems very likely that Phyllis ends up in danger right along with Sharon. Jordan knows that Ian plans to use Phyllis, so she could intercept that. If Phyllis ends up hostage beside Sharon, then Jordan might reason Ian has to do her bidding. Jordan loves playing puppet master, so she will likely enjoy forcing Ian to do some wild and crazy things. Meanwhile, Phyllis and Sharon might be forced to work together to beat Jordan. My and our spoilers. Week of January 20, 2025. Next week, Claire might decide to do something about her face piece with Jordan. Claire could continue deceiving Jordan and then playing hero in the end. However, just being around Jordan's manipulative mind could put Claire's mental state at risk all over again. There is also Damien, who is keeping secrets from Nate Hastings. Is this man even really Nate's half-brother? Amy Lewis said the man Nate described sounded nothing like her son. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most next week? The Young and the Restless has been revolving around the story of Jordan Howard and her plans with Ian Ward to create chaos in Genoa City. For some time now, the likelihood of the villains meeting one of their former victims has been very high. Now, the moment has finally arrived. During the January 14 episode of the soap, Claire Grace thought she saw Jordan dressed in a blonde wig and followed her to the park. Jordan even turned around and greeted her great niece, whose life she had previously ruined. Strangely, Claire did not seem to be horrified at Jordan's presence. Instead, she was calm and even confessed that Jordan might be the only one who was truly honest with her. Given that Claire has made her dislike of Jordan apparent before, it seems unlikely that she would have a sudden change of heart. But spoilers for the upcoming episodes indicate that this might all be Claire's ploy to trap Jordan. However, it remains to be seen till what extent this plan works. After following Jordan and seeing her in the park in her disguise, Claire expressed disbelief that Jordan was actually out of prison and back in Genoa City. However, Claire did not seem particularly upset and acted calm. She even spoke out against the Newman family, elaborating how she felt lonely among them and how they used their money to get what they wanted. Given that Claire has adjusted to life with the Newmans very well, this seemed like a surprising revelation. Claire then made a confession that she should have trusted Jordan about the real world. She also suggested that Jordan should trust her, and they should make amends after forgetting everything in the past. Spoilers indicate that all of this could be Claire's plan to try and mislead Jordan, while Claire frames a plan to direct her into a trap. It is likely that Claire is pretending to be unhappy to get close to Jordan and find out what nefarious schemes the woman has brewing inside her mind. However, given Jordan's cunning mind, this might not be as easy to execute. Jordan might become suspicious of Claire and retaliates by going after something or someone important to her family. Now that Jordan has even started to go rogue where Ian is concerned, it remains to be seen how she would treat Claire if she sniffed out any hint of deception or betrayal. CBS's The Young and the Restless first premiered on American television on March 26, 1973, created by the couple Lee and William Bell. The show is set in the fictional town of Genoa City, Wisconsin, and mainly revolves around the lives and happenings of the members of the Newman, Abbott, Chancellor, and Winters families. Recently on the show, Claire was shown trying to get closer to her great-aunt Jordan Howard, despite knowing her malicious intentions, in order to attempt to protect Sharon Newman. Claire, when she first appeared on the show, was shown to be an accomplice to Jordan, and later she found out her identity as the long-lost daughter of Victoria Newman and Cole Howard. During the Thanksgiving episode of The Young and the Restless, Jordan, in disguise, was shown speaking to Claire, who did not understand why the stranger seemed familiar. On the January 14, 2025 episode of the show, Claire was shown seeing Jordan and being shocked at how she was out of prison. She was shown contacting the prison and checking whether she was still incarcerated there or not. Claire recently was shown trying to side with Jordan in order to protect the Newmans whom she was loyal to, as she knew Jordan's schemes were designed to destroy them, especially Sharon. After Claire ran into Jordan at a park and Jordan greeted her, she immediately was shown telling Jordan about how she did not enjoy living with the Newman family. She was shown berating the Newmans in front of Jordan only to make her believe that she was on her side. In actuality, she was doing this to find out more about Jordan's intentions and help save Sharon. Spoilers for the January 16, 2025 episode of The Young and the Restless reveal that Claire will tell Victoria and Nikki Newman about her plan to dupe Jordan and make her believe that she is siding with her. Claire was recently shown on the show hugging Jordan and deceiving her. The upcoming episodes will shed further light on how Claire tries to save her family and hoodwink Jordan. Recent storyline developments on The Young and the Restless. Recent plotlines on The Young and the Restless showed Victor Newman preparing to fight Ian and Jordan in order to protect the entire Newman family. Phyllis Newman was shown trying to make amends and reconcile with her near and dear ones in Genoa City to try to build back her life from scratch. Jordan Howard was shown abducting Sharon Newman and holding her captive, while Ian Ward was shown feeling betrayed after Jordan did not kill her when she had the chance to. Maria and Tessa were shown trying to hold on to each other and their relationship amidst all the turmoil and havoc in Genoa City. Nick Newman was shown investigating into Ian's past to try to uncover his real intentions. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.